And it was just like, I just feel like at this point, I just gotta let God control it. And as long as our spirits could connect and we can grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, that's really all I want. I don't even care about the aesthetics that much. I do, but like that's not.
Let's be
not.
Let's be real. Let's be real. You had that idea.
What you end up finding out over time as you date and then sort of get serious, you start to realize that all of the superficial things that you sort of, especially as a man, you sort of have, growing up, that they melt away because you start to see the person in ways that you don't see other people. And I remember, one of my, friends asking me if I was going to marry my wife, who was then my girlfriend, and the only thing I could come up with to tell him about, what I was, the only response I really came up with was, I think she's going to make our household a very, a fun household.
What are beautiful things inside? You have like
that you are just good, man. Like you see a person in situations.
You can tell. Like
you see a person in situations like random things. Like I remember one of the earlier dates with my fiance. Like she pulled up to where we were going or where we were standing. We had to wait outside, and it was late, and her lights were kind of shining into someone's place. Like it was like I just knew she was considerate of like, and she didn't ever knew that I peeped that, but I was like I think like in the fight towards justice, in the fight towards the world becoming better, or let's talk about our country becoming better. Like I think there's this healthy balance. I don't think it's ever going to be all good, but if there's like good and bad, and like maybe Trump is like on the side of like, and it's getting stronger on that side. But I think the more people that can kind of unite in the side of good, and
it sounds
put
like
more
you're getting towards just like integrity.
Integrity, kind of like someone that pushes me, someone that doesn't let up. I don't want an enabler around, someone that's always saying you're dope. Because you're not always dope. And, I think that's one of in this town, I'm in the movie industry, and, it's, I think one of the biggest issues is people's having all the enablers around. Like, oh, men are just hating on you that you haven't booked anything in 5 years. Like, maybe they're not hating. Maybe you just need to work on your craft. Like,
get better.
Like, maybe you need a person to actually say to you, like, so to have a person like that in your
accountability partner.
Accountability, man. Come on, like it's so like we go at each other, in a healthy way.
Okay.
And it has to be sort of welcomed, and so I think those things to me are key.
We're gonna move over to the single side.
I feel like I had this figment in my imagination of like this ideal girl, and for some reason,
can you tell me what it looked like?
No, I actually don't want to say it. I got to
All right, guys.
That's what I got to keep certain things to myself. But like in this girl, it's like whenever I would like come in contact with that person that's in my imagination.
Oh, in terms of like see a little bit of
like
that
I would
into
see
somebody.
her. Yeah, like the aesthetics is just, it was always something. Like for some reason it couldn't
work.
It couldn't mesh. And it was just like, I just feel like at this point, I just got to let God control it. And as long as our spirits could connect and we can grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, that's really all I want. I don't even care about the aesthetics that much. I do, but like that's not.
Let's be real.
Let's
be real. You had that idea.
No,
you had that picture
you don't
that
gotta
you cannot
look like,
describe.
You don't gotta look like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Let's
really
not get on
mind
Beyonce at
what
this table, guys. Hey.
I'm not, but she's just a reference. But but I just want you to have a good inside. As long as your inside is good, like how he was saying, I think we could rock with each other. And you can't look terrible.
You can't look terrible. Gotcha.
I think what I'm looking for in a partner, is your ability to love, and love in the sense of a verb, not the feeling. I was at a wedding one time, this deacon was giving a speech, and he said, to love simply means to give. And when you and your significant other are going through challenges, it's on you to outgive that person. So if I come in and I'm having a bad day and I'm, rah, 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 not my highest self, rather than you meeting me at the level where I am, the challenge and charge of being in a relationship is for you to love and outgive that person in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it really means. Like, what's your ability to love? What's your capacity to love? Also looking like, what's your family dynamic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of us come from broken homes, whether it's, single parent or divorce situations, or some folks never had a dad in the household. Have you been able to heal from those moments? Have you been able to more or less, forgive yourself, or not so much yourself, but have you been able to forgive, any traumas that you've experienced during your lifetime? Whether it's through your from your parents or extended family, or just anything that you're going through, because I think the dynamic of who you are and how you show up and your ability to love will more or less set the tone for what our relationship looks like.